What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of Minecraft with me, your boy Iggy. Today, you join me as I'm kind of tidying up and doing some, finishing up some in-between episode stuff, we'll say. So, got to come into here, into our super smelter to start things off, where, in between episodes, I spent quite a bit of time gathering nether brick. So, we've got stacks upon stacks, a couple extra stacks, actually. These should be in this one like that. So, we've got 2 double chests full of the nether bricks, which will be great because we'll need those for upcoming projects in the future. Because I really like building with the red nether brick block. That's why we did the giant nether wart farm before. So I figured I would just grab all of the stuff that we've got in here so we can move it back to the storage building. And that way, when we need it later, we'll have more than enough. We'll have plenty to do anything that we could probably want to do here for a little while. This should be good for, you know, a decent number of builds or, you know, maybe one big build. Either way, I think it's 4 stacks per block or 2 stacks per red block. So we should have probably quite a bit here. So let's just grab the last little bit of this, get that put away. I do think I need to reload or redo this super smelter though at some point because just kind of built a simple one, you know, because of the size constraints. But the issue is as this starts to run out, it will start to unevenly distribute to the furnaces. So like, you know, this thing can hold 5 stacks, right? And there's 16 furnaces, so after it passes by a few times, because it's, you know, 16 is not quite evenly divisible by 5, it'll run out, and then when it comes over here, it will only pick up as many items as it can per bounce, which is like, I think 2 or 3, maybe 4. So then what it'll do is it'll just keep putting those in these first furnaces, because it's obviously the first ones that it passes over, and then it totally messes up the amount of fuel that's in each of the various smelters. That was why on my last, well, not my last world, the last world we did one similar to this, but we didn't use it very often. But the world I had before that, I had done this super over-the-top redstone. I think it was a, I want to say it was an Ilmango design, but it loaded all of the items and then all of the fuel at like the exact same moment. So everything was perfectly in sync. You never had to worry about like half of it being done and then half of it still burning. And then like this half being like, you know, out of fuel and this half having tons of fuel. It's really irritating. But so yeah, eventually we may end up redoing this here. I mean, this works for the time being. We're not smelting up a ton of stuff just yet. Eventually we may be smelting up quite a bit of quartz, but I would really prefer to have a better smelting array before we get to that point. Originally, I had planned to, stick one right back here on the back of these buildings, have another little building, and then have the smelter that would kind of just go along the back, because we've probably got more than, I think it's more than 32 blocks right there. So we could theoretically fit it nicely right in here, but that's not going to be something that we are going, that is not going to be something we're going to worry about today. Over here, you can see I've started farming up some mangrove trees. These things are kind of irritating to harvest, to be honest. Like, if you don't have the elytra, I feel bad for you, son, because it's so much easier to just come up here to the top and, you know, dig right down through them. But anyway, that is not what today's project is. Today's project that we are finally going to do is the geode farm that I had almost started doing a couple episodes back, but we did not get around to. So I have here, we've got a bunch of extra stuff. So that's some gravel from the nether that I need to put away here real quick with the nether bricks and everything. But we do have this one right here, which should have the stuff. So we've got some glass to make a little area for our conduit. Got our prismarine, all this redstone stuff, and stone needs to go away. Shulker can come back with me. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put all this away. You know, I also stocked up. We've got quite a bit of, let's see, we've got another shulker of glass right there, so we're starting to get stocked up on that. Let's see, that's the one that we need for today. That's quartz. That's, I believe, all gravel. Let's go ahead and just double check that. No, that is not all gravel. So yeah, I got to put all this stuff away, and then I'll meet you at the geode farm, and we'll get cracking on today's project. So looking forward to it, and I'll see you there. Alrighty, so here we are in our geode farm, and here's where we had started kind of getting some wall in. And I think what we're going to end up doing is probably what I had started here, where we're going to go with the mud into the tiles, and then we'll probably transition, I think, into like a brick, and then maybe polished, and then regular and cobbled. It's just a matter of figuring out. So let's see, if we've got... There's going to be a total of 4, 5, let's see, so 1, 2, mud, tiles, bricks, polished, cobbled, and regular, so that's 6. So we're going to need to divide this into roughly 6 layers so we can get a even gradient. So I'm going to go ahead and count out how tall this is, and then kind of get it sectioned off. I should have brought some dirt with me. Do we have dirt in any of these chests? There's some extra cobblestone. That's nice. Okay. There's our mud. Okay, so we do not have marker blocks. You know what? That's fine. We can just use wood. So I'm going to go ahead and figure out how tall this needs to be, to divide it by 6, so we can get kind of an even gradient going up. And then once I've got it divided up, I'll get like the first little bit in, show you guys, and then we'll get the rest taken care of. So give me just a moment for that, and I'll join back up with you once I've got something to show. All right, so did a little bit of easy math here. So it's about 19 high. So that gives us about a little over 3 blocks, which is actually kind of right about what I had here. So we had 3 going here, and then this kind of brings down into the 3. It'll be directly sitting on top of this will be 3, but this is just kind of the blend in. So I'm going to go ahead and get the wall put in just so you guys can see what it looks like. And then we'll go ahead and get that put all the way around. And then we'll start thinking about how we actually want to like decorate and light inside of here. I don't think we'll really need the light because we will be putting a conduit down here. So that's something that just to keep in mind. I think this is actually pretty centered. The room is evens because I was planning on doing a... possibly a glazed terracotta floor at some point, but I wanted to do the purple, so we will need a bit more purple dye, and then to go get the actual terracotta to do that. I think we have the terracotta. I think it's just a matter of getting the purple dye, but we do have that meadow that we found the other day, so we could always go out, bang out a quick flower farm out there, and then get tons of the cornflowers and the alums. So I can't remember if alums give purple dye or if they give violet, but either way, I'm going to go ahead, get this wall put in, and then we'll join back up, have a look at it, and hopefully it looks pretty cool. So give me just a moment. All right, so a little bit of time later, here's what we've got. Unfortunately, I don't have free cam to like hop in and look closely at it, but you can kind of see we've got a little bit of a gradient going from the mud into the tiles, into the bricks, into the polished, into the cobbled and normal deep slate up there at the top. We probably could have worked some basalt in there, like the smooth basalt, but I did not have a whole lot, and I would prefer to save what I have for actual buildings on the surface as opposed to big holes underground that we probably won't come down into that often. So, but yeah, so we've got that all taken care of for the one wall. So now we just got to work our way around and do the other 3. And then eventually we'll get a floor in here and some sort of ceiling. But I'm thinking that looks good for the wall. Kind of gives it like almost like a dungeony ancient city feel, if you will. So yep, just got to go ahead and get the other 3 put in. It'll probably take me a little bit, but it'll be a jump cut for you, and then we'll join back up and get the conduit and the water in this thing so we can actually harvest this. I feel kind of dumb having not harvested it beforehand, but it probably would have grown 2-3 times over, and I think I've got like 3 double chests full of the shards from when I was farming it for the glass, or tinted glass for the creeper farm, which was some time ago now if we actually think back. But that being said, I got some walls to put in, so I'll see you guys in a jiff. Alrighty, so we've got all of the walls in with our little entrances sectioned off right there. We will have to get some signs put in those so the water doesn't flow through. But other than that, all of the walls are done. We've got our full gradients all the way up. I think it came out pretty sweet going from the dark kind of gradually into the lighter, more cobbly bits at the top. Then down here at the bottom, I figured This way we wouldn't need as much of the glazed terracotta if we do the glazed terracotta floor, because we could kind of do this interesting looking little kind of dip down here. So what I figured we would do for this, we'll go ahead and grab some of our ice that we farmed up the other day, is we can just come in, do something like that, break that, place one there, break that. And then hypothetically, I guess we could just use the water bucket now. So yeah, now we have to go in and fill all of this all the way up to the top here where the conduit is going to sit. So again, we can just go one there, and one there. And then we'll just break, and that starts to fill that in. And then we can get our bucket again. And then just do the usual every other block to create all water sources in here, like so. Get that all filled in. Perfect. We've got another layer. Now we can go one there, and we can go one there, and then one there. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get the whole thing filled in here with water, this little puddle in the middle, and then we will get our conduit thrown in. So give me just a sec. Okay, we have a pool. Hopefully I did this the right depth and width so we can actually get our conduit in here. So if I remember right, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Come across like that. Then these go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and that'll put it right at the surface, which is fine. Do that again, all the way up, like so. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll connect these, connect that, come down to the middle here. Let's see, we'll place a temporary block right there, get our conduit, stick that on top, get rid of the temporary block, and then we can go ahead and fill in the rest of the sides here. I will probably come back at some point with sea lanterns and replace all of the center and corner blocks just to make it look a little bit nicer. Maybe at least like the one in the top center there, but I think now, since the conduit's fully submerged, we should hypothetically be able to put glass up here at the top, which once we have the Optifine with the connected textures, I think will look really good. Or we could just leave that fully submerged. You know what? I think we don't actually really need the glass all that much, to be completely honest. Because, I mean, there's just going to be water on top. So if anything, it would give it kind of this weird... Yeah, you know what? Let's pull that out. I don't like that. Alright, so now we've got our conduit in, so we'll have night vision and water breathing through this whole thing. So next up, basically just have to start filling it with water. And once we got it filled with the water, then we can remove all of these dirt blocks and whatnot. It'll be all water sources. And then basically when we harvest the shards, they will float to the top, get caught in a water stream, and pulled over to a collection system. So give me just a little bit to fill this with water. Basically, the plan to do this is, here, you know what, let's see. Let's put the glass back. We can put the prismarine back. Okay, we're going to need the ice shulker. We are not going to need this one. That one's empty. That one's miscellaneous stuff. And these go back into the, let's see, let's get that lighting one back out real fast. We can put our extra torch in there. Yellow goes at the bottom. That one goes up there. Our deep slate one we can just stick here for now. The glass one we can stick there. And the empty one can go there. We will need our ice, so we can hold on to that. We'll grab our shulker, or yeah, ender chest. Get our stone cutter back. Let's go ahead and refill our water bucket just in case. Get our ice. And one other thing, so let's see, let's grab a pick that will actually break the ice. I just have to make sure that I don't accidentally use the silk touch one. Perfect. Okay, sweet. So now all we got to do is we will put this one back so we don't accidentally use it. We'll put that up, bring that back down, and then we can, let's just grab a bunch of this ice. That should probably be more than enough, but just in case it's not, we got plenty more. So next up, pretty simple. We're just going to go every other block like this. And then we're going to do that along the back wall as well, like so. And you can see it's already melting, which is perfect. So now when we break these, it will create water sources. And they will, yep, they're supposed to merge together like that. Perfect. Let's come along. And now this whole first floor should be completely filled with water source blocks. It looks like I actually missed one right here. So boom. Awesome. All right. So now I just got to do that all the way up to the top. And I think the easiest way to do this actually would probably be to do something like this. And just, oh, okay, that's going to make things a little tricky. All right. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then we'll grab our silk touch pick. And real quick before this melts, we'll get this all back. Okay. New plan. So yeah, what we're going to do is we're just going to do the same every other block like this all the way up to the top. And that way we will have, you know what, we'll do 3 right there. And then we'll just continue across. Same thing. And this is why it's so nice to have the ice, because you can just, especially since we've got the conduit, we can breathe underwater and see underwater easily. And that makes it so much easier to fill this whole thing in. Like, see, now we've already got a whole nother level that beats doing like the water buckets all the way across, wondering if you got all of them as sources or if you missed sources or what the deal with that is. So, yep. When I see you next, we will have a full room here with water, and we'll probably have the dirt out, and then we'll see where to go from there. So give me just a moment. All right, well, not quite done yet, because I thought it would be a little more straightforward than it actually is turning out to be. So a lot of these need to go so that they don't block the water sources. So what was happening over here, as you can see, is it's not able to fill in because you'll have crystals like this that are in the way, preventing the water from getting through. And you also have to be really careful not to break any of the amethyst. But once you get them out of the way, you can kind of see where you need to place your water sources in order to get things to fill back up. So like right there's probably one. That looks like we can get rid of that, get rid of that, and get rid of that. So yeah, it's a little tricksy, like trying to figure out where all the water needs to go so you have everything as source blocks so that it will float up, because that is the entire point, is you want everything to go up to the top so that it's all able to get swept over by a current into one uniform location. But yeah, like I said, you will have to do some messing around with some of the amethyst and stuff here just to make sure that everything is in fact water sources and that you're not having stuff getting pushed where it's not supposed to go. Like right there was an issue. We can place another ice block and crack that, and that should get things filling in over here. We can get rid of that. That can probably go, that can go, that can go, that can go. That can go. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and finish doing this. So when you come back and all the crystals are gone, that's the reason why, because you do have to go through and actually like pull some of that out, and then your inventory fills up, and it's a hassle. So I'm going to get that done, and then we'll join back up and have a look at it. So give me just a moment. All right, so I got everything filled with water and was editing the episode and realized how long this one is gone. So we're probably going to have to split finishing this into a part 2. So we do have the basic, you know, double geode all completely flooded here. All the water sources are done. We will need to decorate with some lights and whatnot for when these crystals are not emitting light, because it does get a little dark outside without the conduit, as you can see. But one thing I did figure out a little late was that we do need this to be a couple blocks higher for the water streams to be able to carry all of the crystals that float up to a central point. So we still need to do something about the floor. We still need to get some details on the walls, possibly some lights in here. Maybe I was thinking like some little windows with frog lights in them or something, just so we get kind of like the little glowing purple around the edges. Bottom's looking pretty good. Like I said, it is slightly off-centered, but that's not a huge deal. You know, it's for the most part pretty centered, and that'll let us do our glazed terracotta if we want to in here, and I think that'll look really nice. But yeah, in between episodes, I'm gonna have to pull all this stuff up here at the top out to give us a little bit more room, and then once we've got the water currents in, we can kind of figure out okay, the elytra is doing some super annoying shit right now, like trying to float. Okay. But yeah, so we'll get the currents, so they'll be able to carry all of our crystals to probably over on that side, I'm thinking. And that way we can just swim through here, harvest everything up, they'll float to the top, and then we can go and grab them. But next episode, we'll probably have to knock out a quick flower farm so that we can get lots of blue dye easily. Since we already have the iron farm producing the red, we should get, you know, 2 per combo. So that should be pretty good. But yeah, overall, about halfway done with this. Like I said, we need the floor, we need some lights, we need a higher roof, and the collection system. But once we get all that, I think this thing will be done. It's been quite a bit of work. You know, it took a lot of blocks to do the walls and a lot of time to make the mud, all that fun stuff. But yeah, that's where we're going to call the episode for today. Make sure you tune in next time for the next one for the conclusion. But as always, thanks for watching. If you like the video, make sure you hit that like button, hit that bell button, hit that subscribe button so you're notified. Hit that subscribe button and hit that bell button so you're notified every time a new video comes out. Sorry, my bad. Had a little stumble over my words. But as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next episode, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.